one of the things about wellness is, and this is probably, health is about homeostasis. Okay, homeostasis is a word that basically means balance, meaning that your body is in equilibrium. Okay, that's the word health, what it means. Wellness, that word is actually more psychological, and it is about the pursuit of self-actualization. And so you're hearing people throw this word wellness around all the time, and massage therapy and all these things. That's not wellness. Wellness is self-development. Wellness is trying to get better. And at some point, I always think about this because I probably am one of the more self-developing people around, especially for people that know me from 10 years ago or so. But yeah. What are you gonna do? You know, but it's all going for the better now. But I am in the pursuit of wellness. I am in the pursuit of self-actualization. And at some point, I don't know where we get with this, that it becomes too tough, or we just forget about it, or we don't think about self-developing. We don't try to keep improving, and we all should. There's no reason why we can't keep getting better with everything that we do. So, talking about homeostasis, when we get pathology, we're in a pathological state. It has to be. So you're either in balance or you're out of balance. And we're all moving somewhere away from being in balance. Does that make sense to everybody? And that's how pathology is created. As you get older, there's no doubt about it that you're going to start having changes that go on that make you less healthy. That's just what happens. One of the main things is, and we're going to talk about this a lot more, is insulin resistance occurs more as we get older, and that's the one major problem that we are fighting right now that I'm going to explain a little bit more as we go on. And the other part is you do, like I was saying before, you do have certain genetics that are passed down. Certain people are 6'5", and they have what we call an ectomorphic type body, where they're very tall and lanky, or you have people that are more endomorphic, where they're more short and stocky. And you can't do anything about that, but you can do something about your insulin resistance. You can do something about the way that your insulin levels are and how you eat and how that affects how you gain weight. Insulin is an anabolic hormone. Okay. The reason actually I had Arnold on here back here is because bodybuilding is one of the main things that have screwed things up, but it actually has a lot of answers to our problems as well. And one thing that we're missing in the medical field is understanding how our diet and exercise influences our insulin and influences our insulin resistance. And bodybuilders actually use insulin to get stronger and to get bigger. Insulin is a very anabolic hormone. Most of them don't do it though because it'll kill you. It'll put you in a diabetic coma if you take a little bit too much. But it makes you grow. So if your insulin levels are high, it makes you grow. What bodybuilders do, they're able to swing the gate over so whenever you eat something, it puts it into their muscles. Does that make sense? Okay. Their muscles become more insulin sensitive. So that when they eat food, their insulin levels are up, it pushes everything into the muscles. Versus most people, it goes into the fat. And genetically, we're a little bit more predispositioned individually to where that's going to happen. Okay? But we do have the ability to swing it however we want based upon our behaviors. I'm going to stop now. Does anybody have any questions on that? Is that yes?
I have a question. What if you're? Have you ever heard of Venom? It's the energy drink.
Yeah.
My friend's been hooked on it, and I've been seeing them drinking them like recently. You remember how you said the energy plug? Like,
yeah.
That's what they do to boost it up.
Right, exactly. That along the lines of the reason insulin resistance in of itself and the spiral that goes on with that decreases energy. And this is when people are at the office and they're feeling tired, instead of doing the right thing, it's easy to take a Venom or AMP or one of those drinks. I do it sometimes too. And coffee and these things. I didn't plan on talking about dehydration too much, but one of the things that happens is you wake up first thing in the morning, you haven't drank anything all night. Dehydration, and 1% drop in your dehydration can cause you to feel fatigue. So in the morning, you haven't drank anything all night, you were probably drinking coffee the day before, which is a diuretic. You wake up in the morning, you're dehydrated. Also, dehydration makes you hungry. So it's just the way that the part of your brain that works, the hypothalamus, it doesn't really know how to be sensitive to whether you're actually hungry or thirsty, and most of the time it'll tell you to eat something when you're actually thirsty. That's one of the tricks that we talk to our patients And so, what's the first thing that you do? You grab coffee. And then as soon as the coffee wears off, you grab another coffee, and then you pee, and
It's
you
like
hydrate
addictive.
yourself more.
It's kind of like addiction.
It is kind of like addiction, but there's a physiological basis behind it that goes on. And the reason why people are having the symptoms that they're having, they're trying to supplement for it.
I have another question.
Well, can we hold it to the end?
Sure.
Okay. Does everybody understand the insulin resistance stuff
Not
I
me.
was talking about?